Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a review for the latest film from Gina Prince Bythewood, The Woman King. This film stars Viola Davis, Lashana Lynch, Sheila Atim, John Boyega, and Thuso Mbedu, and the film follows an all-female tribe of warriors that defended a historical African nation of the past. A lively set piece for women of color, this film finds an empowering confidence in both the women in front and behind the camera, telling a true life story that leaves an impact due to the actors who are imparting it. The film wisely knows to rely on the strength and the charisma of their ensemble, and what's great is all these actors have such chemistry with each other, especially when they're representing very different perceptions. Viola Davis is just a titan. She gives new meaning to a commanding presence. I mean, if you look up that in the dictionary, you're going to see, i.e. Viola Davis in The Woman King. She has such swagger but also integrity in her performance, and what I really appreciated was all of the mental calculations this character had to endure with everything, both in her professional and her private life. Thuso Mbedu has such a compelling innocence to her. She is a youthful charm that really brings you into this character. There's an earnestness in the energy that she brings that makes you want to follow her journey. And then Lashana Lynch, as she has proven before, is just ferociously electrifying and vivacious in this role. She takes a character that on the page there isn't much substance to. You know, she's definitely a character that could just fade into the background, but because of the charm of Lashana Lynch, she just makes this character stand out, make her three-dimensional. There are certain narrative beats that would not work if we didn't feel ingratiated with this character, and because Lashana Lynch carries her own halo around her in every single scene, you feel drawn to her, and therefore the movie is actually made better because of how strong a performance she gives. Moving to behind the camera, Gina Prince Bythewood adeptly establishes the arena of The Woman King, both literally and emotionally. The setting is brought to life through some impeccable and immersive design work, especially in the costume and production design. You have a firm sense of where all the characters stand. What are they fighting for? It's always a crucial question in these type of action films. You do get the sense, though, that the behind the camera talent has a little difficulty in melding their original narrative arcs with the historical context they are writing in. It reminds me a little bit of The Last Duel, Ridley Scott's film that tried to put Me Too politics into the 13th century. But I think it's less egregious here, not only because we're much further along in history than The Last Duel was, but I also think that the narrative beats that they give the characters here are a little bit more universal, and they're intimate issues. They're not societal issues in a way. That being said, I do think that they lean on those contrivances a bit too often for my taste. I think the movie didn't need it, to be honest, but routinely they go to certain archetypes that are tested and definitely work, but they don't work as well as they want them to, especially when this movie has a lot of its own identity to stand upon. But despite some of its hiccups with the synthesis between the real world and fictitious elements, I think this movie really succeeds in showing the connective cultural tissue of this body. How everybody is connected, from John Boyega, who does some nice work here, has a really nice understanding presence as the king here. So from him, from the top down, everybody else, you get a sense of the living organism that this certain environment is. And then as for some of the controversial elements, I'm not the biggest fan of presentism, which is this idea that we're going to judge the past by the same metric that we judge people of today. Is it a worthy conversation? I think it is, but I'm not necessarily sure it's for this film in particular. I think they do mention the slavery undercurrent of all this, but as it is, I think this is a very endearing yet also just thrilling film. So many fantastic action sequences that Prince Bythewood is able to craft, in no small part thanks to the commitment from the cast. Above everything else, this film shows the power and majesty not in The Woman King, but Viola Davis and the rest of her cast. So that's my review for The Woman King. Let me know if you went out to theaters to see this film, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to not miss any new videos from Spoilers Ahead with Anthony Post. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you at the movies.